Welcome into Steelers Latest, your daily spot for all news and information related to your Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm your host, Cole Denis, and please like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content to stay up to date with everything Steelers. But let's get rolling as news has now came out that if this slide continues, Tomlin could be put on the hot seat. The seat is definitely warming up right now after two back-to-back losses. One to the Bengals team we should have rolled over. If you looked at the records going into that game, if you looked at how the teams were performing going into that game, should have rolled them. Tomlin didn't have the boys ready for a Thursday night. Then Sunday night football last week against the Packers. We have a 9-point lead entering halftime, 16-7, and we come out flat as all hell in the second half and get steamrolled. It was just not a good look. We came out, looks like a promising first drive out of halftime. Penalty doesn't get called. We give the ball back, we punt it away, and then Packers were rolling, and we couldn't stop them from there. And honestly, the main downfall for Tomlin this year, the reason he's on the hot seat, is because of his defense. His defense is his side of the ball. We know Tomlin is a defensive-minded head coach, something very rare in the league these days. Usually, like offensive minds, GMs are hiring offensive minds these days to put up as many points as possible. We still have a defensive coach, and his side of the ball has not shown up consistently enough all year long. I think 4 out of the 7 games we've played, over 30 plus points. That's awful. 2 of those games, terrible teams, the Jets and the Bengals. The Jets got their first win last week against the Bengals. So hurts our souls a little bit. Tomlin, for years now, just doesn't seem like he's been able to figure out both sides of the ball consistently. It's either one year our defense is really good and our offense sucks ass, and then the next year our offense is good and our defense is terrible. So just not being able to consistently figure out both sides of the ball year to year is really hurting his case nowadays. Uh, you look at those early years now where we were balanced on both sides of the ball, not a team he created. Ever since he really has been creating these teams, running these teams, hasn't had that balance. With Big Ben, the offense was phenomenal. In those 2010 years, the defense wasn't there. Then in 2020, the defense finally came around, but the offense wasn't there. So Tomlin probably approaching the hot seat this year if we continue to slide. I'm a hardcore Tomlin defender. I've been defending him for years, but with his defense really letting us down, being the highest paid defense in the league, a lot of X on that side of the ball that he committed to. Uh, the blame goes on him this year. So if the slide continues, the blame's going to fall on him, and he could possibly be gone after the end of the season. If we don't make the playoffs, if we don't win the division, I think it could be a fireable offense this season for sure. But let's move on, talk about Sunday's game a little bit. What is the game plan heading into Sunday? What should the game plan be heading into Sunday? Stop Jonathan Taylor. This offense, really, it's going to run through Jonathan Taylor. It's been running through him all year. He's been the best running back in the league, in my opinion. Daniel Jones had looked phenomenal, of course. So he could dice us up. But would I rather have all the pressure be put on Daniel Jones or Jonathan Taylor entering this game? Or rather us make Daniel Jones beat us? Because there is past in Daniel Jones. You look at it, he has been bad before. He can always be beaten again. That is just a reality of taking a shot on a quarterback like Daniel Jones. So I think we got to commit to the run game, make sure there's no holes for Jonathan Taylor, because if he goes for 100, 150 plus yards, which I think is very reasonable for him to get this weekend against our poor rush defense. We've been allowing 100 yards rushing to what feels like every team that we play. So we got a full on commit to stopping the run game. I know they got talented receivers, and Daniel Jones has been playing well. Once again, I feel like he's more likely to make the air than Jonathan Taylor is to put the ball on the ground. So keep it in Daniel Jones's hands, get it out of Jonathan Taylor's hands as fast as possible in this one, in my opinion. Offensively, think our best shot is through the pass game. Run game still hasn't really found its mojo yet. There are lone stretches in games where it feels like we're getting consistent 3 to 4 yards per play. Then you hit the later parts of the game, like you looked last week against the Packers. Once things started getting out of hand, couldn't run the ball for our lives. If our life depended on us, it wasn't happening. We would have been so. Stick it in Rodgers' hands. He's been the guy to carry the offense all season long. I think he's still going to be that guy entering this week against the Colts. Hopefully, they can carry us to a win. But the main thing coming into this weekend is don't let Jonathan Taylor take over this game. Let's talk about player standouts. We really need to come through this weekend if we are going to beat the 7-1 Colts, the best team in the AFC. DK Metcalf and Patrick Queen. DK, I say, because we're going to have to air it out this week. I don't trust our run game enough against the Colts front seven. The Colts, very slept on team. They've been great on both sides of the ball. So I think you got to leave it in your great quarterback's hands. And hopefully he gets it to our great receiver, DK Metcalf. We need a 100-plus yard game from DK this weekend. We need maybe a touchdown or two from DK this weekend. I know in the red zone, we've been going to our tight ends a lot, but I'd like to see DK maybe have a 20-plus yard touchdown once again this week. We've seen a couple so far this year. It can always happen again. I think this is a great week for DK to take advantage of the Colts secondary. They probably are going to be doubling him, of course, because that's what teams do against us because they know he's our greatest weapon out there. But Rodgers will find a way to give him the ball, hopefully. And Patrick Queen, this goes along with stopping Jonathan Taylor in the last part of this episode. Patrick Queen has to be huge in this one. He has to be flying around in the run game, getting tackles in the backfield, getting tackles at the line of scrimmage. Even if Taylor gets past the line of scrimmage, I need Queen hawking him down. We need Queen everywhere in this run game this weekend. So hopefully he can deliver big for us because he is going to be a key factor if we win this game. He's going to be a key reason why because he's going to be there stopping the run this week. Maybe he'll do good in the pass game too because that would be a pleasant surprise. We have yet to see our linebackers really be an impact there. So hopefully he can impact that, but definitely he has to impact the run game heavily this upcoming weekend. Now, let's wrap up the show with our final predictions. Can the Steelers beat Humble, the number one team in the AFC? Now, I'm gonna have to be real honest. I didn't think we were gonna win last week against the Colts or against the Packers. The Colts defense and offense have been too good this year. Now, in our credit, in our favor, is the Colts have played a weaker schedule because they are in the AFC South and they haven't really faced many teams. I think they were a bottom feeder in the AFC South last year, so they either have a third place or fourth place schedule entering the year, and the schedule has lived up to that for them. So this could be their biggest test yet. It definitely is either our biggest test or our second biggest test, considering we just came off of a Packers week. This is going to be a real tough one. I honestly, going into this year, I had us beating the Colts because of Daniel Jones. Now, I have us losing to the Colts because Daniel Jones has been very impressive. Think we're going to end up 4-4 after this week. The slide's going to continue. My final score, they've been scoring 30 points every week, and our defense has been allowing 30 points 4 out of the 7 weeks. So I have the Colts beating us 34-20. I know that's a double-digit win for the Colts. Hopefully, I'm jinxing them right now, but I'm not feeling too confident heading into this one after back-to-back losses. One bad, really bad one, and one where we threw the game in the second half. But that has been Steelers' latest. I've been your host, Cole Denis, and we'll see you next week.